Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising, is the sequel to Neighbors 1, nothing. And it's about Mac and Kelly have put their house on for sale, and they are in escrow. And for 30 days, if everything just goes smoothly, they'll be able to sell their house. However, Shelby, who's played by Chloe Grace Moretz, and her friends move into the house next door to start the first sorority that can party. It's about growing up. It's about getting older. It's about the things that are both really funny and bittersweet about that process, and that's true of every character in the movie. And when you look at sequels, like the best sequels keep the same themes from the first movie, but the characters are in a different emotional place. And so that's what we're working with on this movie, which is that Mac and Kelly are in a different emotional place. It wouldn't be interesting to see two characters who still want to party. That's not like that would have suggested the entire first movie never happened. And it's more now. It's about the terror that their kid one day is going to hate them. And Zach is in a different emotional place in the first one. He's kind of moved on a little bit from college, but he's a little bit more where Mac and Kelly were in the first one. And he's watching all of his friends move ahead without him. And he tries to bond with these girls and starts to realize he has nothing in common with them. And is in his words, quote, realizes he's more of an old person. The other big difference between this movie and the first one is that what the girls want to do is oddly like kind of a valiant and noble pursuit. They want to start a sorority that can party, which is, the truth is sororities aren't allowed to party. Like that's actually a fact. And so we're kind of dealing with this like topic that's kind of interesting in that you're kind of, even as they're being despicable to Mac and Kelly, you're kind of rooting for them to succeed because they're fighting the system. And then at the very low moment for the girls, they give up. And Mac and Kelly kind of help them, and in helping them realize that like they are just kids and that they do need parents, and that and that they miss their parents, and that's part of the thing. So the big difference, I think, too, and what everyone who works on the movie says, is that the girls are like legitimately kind of scary as a group. It's like much more of a horror movie this time around. I don't know if you've experienced that, but I think that that's part of the joke. And Chloe brings that intensity, and she's done a lot of action movies. Kind of like Zach, like it's very similar to Zach. She has a similar energy to him of just like, but she's done like intense action movies and stuff, and and she brings that intensity to the role. Even as we're shooting comedic stuff, she's always like very present and intense in the scenes. And then Zach comes at it, he's so funny in this movie, and I think like he was great in the first one, but I think he like learned a lot. That was the first movie, that he did this kind of crazy improv style, and he's so funny, and his instincts are just like spot on. He's one of those actors he's doing all these little things, and I would say Chloe's the same way, that I don't even notice until I watch the cutscenes. Like he's doing tons of little adjustments, and he's very like focused on nailing the kind of emotional truth of the scene. I think that like Seth would say that like with this kind of movie, he's coming at it more like, on the day, like gonna riff and find out what's funny. But like Zach is like really rehearses the scene and is very like wants to make sure it hits the emotional truth, and he does all these little things that are kind of amazing in that way.